Hello everyone. All the best to all the NEET aspirant, NEET students. So this year there is a major change in the timing and the optional question also they have removed. So nothing to be worried about the time. I cannot say about the optional question which they have removed. So you have to attempt all the 180 question thoroughly. You have to read carefully, analyze, then you have to do. And the time which they have reduced, like how before that corona it was only 3 hour, so it is now it is same like that 3 hour. But nothing to be worried, 3 hour is sufficient time, so you can also do well and you can also get 720 out of 720, because 3 hour 180 minutes is too much time. So in that, it is important how you can manage your time. Okay, so I'm going to share my son experience, like how he has done. So even if he had 3 hour 20 minutes, so how he managed to complete all the questions. So he took for biology he took just 30 minutes. Then because biology, botany, zoology, it is very easy. And how frequently you will read the book. So even if you will close your eyes, all the lines of biology book you will recollect that. So when he was sleeping in the night, that time he will tell mom, if I'll close my eyes also I can see, because he was reading so many times. Like once he will start reading the bio book, then it will take around 4.5 hours to complete one book. So for 11 and 12, so each one day he was completing reading whole book. So morning if he will start means he will stop after completing the book. Okay, so like that many times he has read. In biology you have to thoroughly remember the diagram and all. If there is any tabular form, then that also, even book back question, and whatever hints they will be given at the book back, so that also you should be remember. And what he was doing, so if in any like the practice exam or something, if he will find some different question or different words which is not there in NCERT, so what he was doing, so in NCERT side there is some white color space will be there. So he was using all this side space and he was doing the notes, so that whenever he will start reading the bio book, so he will remember all the new points also. So you also do like this. So 30 minutes is enough for bio, I told. And for chemistry, next he was doing the chemistry, because physics it needs more calculation. So he left physics at the end so that he can give more time to physics. So first he finished 30 minutes in bio, then he took the 45 minutes. In 45 minutes he will finish the chemistry question, because chemistry is also little bit easy. Even I want to say, like in chemistry, the tabular form, some question they will be asking in the ascending form or descending, you have to write the correct answer. So all the values, I know it is difficult to memorize. So what he was telling, you can see in my behind, these graphs are there. So he was making the graph, because it is not easy to remember all the points, all that point 0.00045, all those digits, it is difficult. So he was making it in the graph so that it will be easy. So he was trying not to miss a single line or single graph, single tabular form, anything. So while reading, you try to underline the important points and try to make some hidden question. So what he was telling to me, sometimes I will be surprising what he is telling, I cannot understand. He told that sometimes he will find one tricky question or some hidden question, you can say. So he was telling, mom, I found some hidden question. So you have to read the book like that, so that from each line you try to form some question. Okay, so maybe some question many children they cannot know if they will not thoroughly read the book, but if you will read thoroughly, then definitely you are going to get some tricky or hidden question. So in a NEET exam, final NEET exam, when the question will come, then you don't need to confuse at the time, because you would be reading the NCERT book so thoroughly that it would be very easy for you to solve in 45 minutes. So 30 minutes went for bio, then 45 minutes went for chemistry, then next comes the physics. So for physics he took 60 minutes, so around 1 hour he took, because there is some calculation question, so we should not so whatever question you can solve easily, first you try, and little hard question, or if it's more calculation, then you keep it in the last, but don't confuse. Okay, so what he was doing, he was doing the bubbling at the end after checking one time. So generally he completed in 60 minutes in his NEET exam. So total 30 for bio, 45 for chemistry, 60 for physics. So 135 minutes he completed everything. Okay, so now you will get how much time? You will get only 180 minutes. Okay, in 180 minutes, so in 135 you can solve all those questions. Okay, then still you will get 45 minutes in your hands. Okay, after completing, if you will follow like this how he did, then you will get 45 minutes. So like if you want to try like him, then you can try all these practice exam like FTS or AITS, whatever exam you try to practice. So if you are able to adjust, then you can do. Otherwise, which method you are following, you follow the same. Okay, so if you will do like this, then you will still remaining, you will have 45 minutes. In that 45 minutes, take 30 minutes for rechecking. So if you will take 30 minutes for rechecking, then still you will get 15 minutes of time quietly, peacefully do the bubbling, because like you should not be very hurry in bubbling, because if you do the bubbling mistake, then it would be very disappointment, because your mark will go reduced. After the NEET exam got over for my son, so we just discussed with many of his friend, and like the children, they were coming, some children they were very disappointed. For what? Because they did the bubbling mistake. So this, if you will start doing the bubbling mistake from in one question, then you would be not knowing. By that time you would be like realizing all the 10 question would be wrong. So like it's really important for you to do the bubbling. But if you are planning to do the bubbling simultaneously after solving each question, you can do that, or you can keep at the end to do the bubbling. But you have to thoroughly manage your time. For bio 30 minutes, chemistry 45 minutes, and physics 60 minutes. After that, still you will get 45 minutes out of 180 minutes. So in that 40 minutes, take, if you don't want to take 30 minutes for rechecking, then you can take just that 45 minutes to do the bubbling and the rechecking. Generally in bio it's not required, because it is really easy. I think for physics and chemistry you have to check the do the rechecking. So 180 minutes is not less, so don't disappoint that they were getting 3 hour 20 minutes and you will get only 3 hours, but 3 hour is more time. Because my son, like what he was explaining me, so he had lot of time after solving bubbling, he was just sitting, because like for that, like how you have to do that speed, so you have to do the practice a lot. So mainly many people will be telling that you have to follow this book for physics, SL Arora, SC Verma, many books. But actually see, frankly speaking, he used to follow only the NCERT book, NCERT book back question, NCERT each line by line you have to understand. If your basic will be clear, then whatever problem will come, definitely you can do it. And he was solving different institutes materials, and he was keep on doing all that assignments, all that practice question, previous year question. So last 25 years previous year question also he was solving. And from if you have any friends in other institute and you are going to one institute, then you can collect the question from paper from those institute, also try solving. So daily at least 2 practice paper you can do, like 3 hour. So 6 hour you take, like daily 2 practice paper at that last 2-3 months you can do. So how many question you will solve, so you can just calculate the time management there. Okay, so watch is not allowed in that exam. So what he was doing, so he didn't when he was solving this paper, he slowly stopped watching his watch, because in that final exam you cannot take your watch. So in that you have to do the time management. Okay, so and one more thing I'll suggest, like as a student, what I was training to my son, the exam was from 2 o'clock to 5:20, right? So every time we have to, 2 o'clock means we have to reach there by 12 o'clock. Okay, so by 11:30 we were finishing our lunch, so that our body will be adjust to that time. So suddenly if you will be eating every day 2 o'clock, then in that exam day time change, then it is difficult. So what you are going to do in the exam day, same pattern you follow from last 1 or 2 months, you change your pattern, and you follow your change your lunch time, like how you will be eating your lunch, what time you will be eating your lunch at the final day of NEET. So that routine you try to follow in the previous 1 or 2 month. I was doing the same, so that when you will give like 2 hour 3 hour that exam duration, then you will not get hungry or like that. For toilet also we made train him, so that our body will be adjusted. So during exam we will be so focused that this time, no, we will not disturb or distract anything. We will just focus in the question, and we will solve, and we will do well. So if you will just remember these small tricks, then definitely you will do well. 3 hours is not a less time if you will compare to like last year or previous year students. So 3 hours is lots of time. So you can do well, you can achieve 720 of 720, and you can get your dream college. So if you will get little less also, don't disappoint, because finally everyone is going to be a doctor. From which college they are studying, it is not important. If you wish, if you have a passion to study, then you can study and you can clear your doubts. So try your best to do. So if you are reaching your dream college AIMS Delhi, that is fantastic. So if mark is little here and there, if you are getting some other college, don't disappoint. Wherever you are getting, happily you study, and finally you are going to serve the nation. You will definitely do well. All the best. Thank you. Bye bye.